There's been another serious road accident and the air ambulance is rushing an injured man to A&E. Motorbiker Jonathan Davison was travelling fast when he collided with a car and was thrown forward onto the road.
This is John, 23, riding a motorcycle, had a collision with a car, broken pretty high speed. He ended up about 100 metres away from the car that hit him. He's complaining of severe pain in his left knee and ankle. He wasn't knocked out. He was wearing a full-face helmet.
Hello, mate. Hi, one of the E&E doctors. Just let me know if it hurts, OK? No pain? Just one untender, good air entry. Good radial pulse.
Amazingly, despite not wearing protective leathers, Jonathan's upper body doesn't hurt. But as he was travelling at high speed, it's very unlikely that he's escaped completely.
What we need to do is we need to feel the back of your spine to make sure they're fine as well, OK?
Dr. Langbam checks the condition of his spine.
All right, let's let me know if it hurts. Does it hurt there? No? No? No?
Jonathan's back is OK, and the protective collar can come off his neck.
OK.
All the pain is concentrated in Jonathan's left leg.
What about there?
Yeah. You found the sore spot.
Okay. Is it painful down here?
Yes.
Okay.
But although it hurts, a painful leg is not life-threatening.
Wonderful. Great. Well done. Actually, when you say high-speed motorcyclist, I was expecting the worst. Head injury, neck injury, bloods in the chest, bloods in the tummy. Our plan at the moment is to do an X-ray of the lower limb, right from your knee down to the foot, and we'll see after that.
Basically, coming down a long straight at high speed and didn't really see a car getting ready to pull into a driveway. Had nowhere to go, and ended up clipping the front end of the car and rolling the bike down the road. I feel lucky, very lucky, knowing what could have happened. If it had been a few seconds later, I'd have hit the car full on and I probably wouldn't be here now.
After such a crash, Jonathan might well have been heading to the operating theatre, but all he needs is an X-ray of his leg. The last few days have been warm and sunny, and in the reception area of A&E, a victim of the good weather, Mark Forward, is waiting with his mother, Jackie.
Burnt my back, sunburn. It just took all the skin off my back altogether.
But we took him to the walk-in centre and they just told him to take paracetamol. But obviously when we've looked at it this morning, there's no skin at all there, so we phoned the doctors and they said to bring him straight to accident and emergency.
Painful.
It's like watering, isn't it? Like, you know, like blisters have popped.
No sleep for 4 days, up to now. It's like being stabbed in the back.
Mark Forward.
Mark's in pain and is relieved when Dr. Farid Kayat calls him through.
Right, can I ask you to lie down for me on your stomach? So do you think it's getting worse, getting better?
Getting worse to me it was.
It seems dry at the moment, is that right? Or drying up anyway. Okay, and turn around for me. It's first-degree burns, so they're quite extensive. But the good news is we don't need to keep you in with us, Mark, OK? The bad news is that this may last for a few more days. I can understand it's uncomfortable, OK? We essentially treat it as, you know, as we treat any other burn. All right, if you give me 5–10 minutes to just sort out a prescription for you for some medications, all right?
While Dr. Kayat is treating Mark, an ambulance is arriving with another burn victim, 2-year-old Morgan Musab.
We was at our community centre where I volunteer, and she was just sitting there playing, and then all of a sudden I heard this massive scream. The man that was sitting with her has actually dropped a cup of coffee all over her.
Mum Gemma and her partner rushed Morgan to the sink and cooled the burn with cold water, but they were still worried.
It's because it went on her face as well, and I was more worried about, you know, it burning her face. She is a bit red, right there, but I don't think it's really got on her much. I think we got her in the cold water in time.
Most of the hot coffee landed on Morgan's leg, and Dr. Rebecca Alsop needs to see the damage.
Can you feel me when I'm touching it? Is it sore down here as well? Yeah.
Nearly 50,000 under-5s in Britain are taken to A&E with burns every year, and the worry for Morgan is that many of them end up with long-term scarring. After crashing at high speed, 23-year-old biker Jonathan Davison is having an X-ray of his painful left leg. Dr. Bisha Langbam has got the results.
That's the lower leg, and I can't see any obvious fracture. Let's look at the knee. So what I look for here is the space in between the joints. Very fast speed. Motorcyclist. Thrown over probably around 100 meters. And it's made of steel, isn't it? It's not broken or anything.
Time to give Jonathan, the man of steel, the good news.
All right, good news. The X-rays are completely fine. Can't see any broken bones in your...
Not broken at all?
No, you're made of steel, mate. You're quite lucky, isn't it? Very, very lucky.
Oh, mate, still really am.
Yeah, even I am. Knees, all the bones from here, looks fine. Given the mechanism of injury and the speed and a bit of graze on the side, I'm going to discuss with my consultant again.
Bish joked that Jonathan is a man of steel, but he is really so amazed by his unscathed survival that he double-checks with his senior colleagues and then studies the X-rays one more time.
That's the X-ray of the pelvis, and as we say, he is one of the luckiest men in Britain today. X-ray looks fine, I can't see any broken bones. We're going to send him to observation where we want to observe him for a few hours. If everything is fine, then we can let him go home, and if there's anything, then he can come back here anytime.
In fact, Jonathan's dad comes to collect him later that afternoon. Less than 7 hours after being rescued from the wreck of his motorbike, the luckiest man in Britain is on his way home. 2-year-old Morgan Musab has had a cup of coffee spilt on her leg and face.
Is it sore over here? Yeah.
And figures show that hot drinks can scald children even 15 minutes after they've been poured.
The good news is that all your skin is as it should be. You haven't lost any of your skin layers, which is good. Okay.
She actually hasn't got any of the worrying signs of skin loss. She's not got any blistering. She's not got any sort of skin that moves on pressing. And she hasn't got any areas that are numb or white, which is suggestive of quite a thick burn. Just a bit of after sun for a few days. She's going to see the practice nurse just to make sure that nothing more dramatic comes out. So she should be fine.
Said that it's fine to go to the doctors in a couple of days just to check that it's okay, unless it starts, you know, peeling off and to come in. But we can go home, can't we?
Yeah.
Putting cold water on Morgan's burns straight away helped to limit the damage. She'll have no ill effects from her adventure. But in another A&E cubicle, some worshipper Mark Forward's first-degree burns are causing more trouble.
Because once it gets wet, it's sticking to my back. And when I'm pulling it, it's pulling all the rest of the skin off, more skin off. So that's making it even more painful.
I think we don't see the sun much around here, so I mean, when there is, people tend to want to go out and enjoy it, which is fair enough, really. But you need to use the usual protection, and you need to be careful, because this is what could happen to you.
But the question is, was Mark using anything to protect his skin?
No, I wasn't wearing sun cream. I will now.
Right. Mark, these are cocodamols, okay? They contain paracetamol and codeine. Please don't drink while you're on these tablets, okay? In terms of scarring, because it's something we didn't cover before, only time will tell, really, okay? Hopefully you've got away with it on this occasion. Any problems, come back. All right. Bye-bye. Bye. Sunburn in the long run, if you're someone who's used to sunbathing, and there's a link with skin cancer, as you know, so in the long run, that's something that, you know, obviously he needs to be aware of. So to use sun protection to minimise that risk if he wants to sunbathe.
4 weeks after walking away from a high-speed motorbike crash, Jonathan Davison is a changed man.
I'm made of steel, apparently. To walk away from that with absolutely no broken bones or anything other than gravel rash, really, and bruising and swelling, it's pretty amazing, to be honest.
He can remember quite clearly what happened.
I just sort of got up, glanced around at the bike, and then sort of really thought, well, you know what I mean, I'm still here, knowing what I've just done. And for the first time in my life, I was actually genuinely just happy to be alive.
Warehouse packer Jonathan had 2 weeks off work to recover. And now, instead of the high-powered Suzuki he used to ride, he gets around on his dad's much smaller machine.
My dad's bike compared to my bike, it's a bit like going from a Formula 1 car to a push bike, really. But it gets me from A to B for now. I am being a bit naughty at the moment because I've got my helmet and my gloves, but I'm not wearing leathers or boots at the moment. But it's a case of shelling out sort of £500–600 for new gear for something I'm only going to be riding for a couple of months. So I've got no plans of getting another large bike. You don't walk away from that kind of thing and carry on.